So, with Michael from Global UAV Technologies, thank you for your time and patience while we got the microphone working. How are you today?
Great, thanks. No, it's good to do a live cast. I think this is our first one at one of the shows, so it's exciting for us.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear. You know what? For live broadcast for ourselves from a trade show, it's our first one as well. So I thank you again for your time. So as we were coming over here, we're obviously at PDAC right now in downtown Toronto. We wanted to find some of these booths, some of these companies that really stood out. And obviously when you see a drone of this size, it stands out. Can you tell us a little bit about your company?
Yeah, so Global UAV, we're a year old, and our model is to consolidate and be a diversified UAV-focused company. We have 3 divisions which are wholly owned. We have a services division, a manufacturing division which makes us aircraft, and a regulatory compliance division.
Nice.
So all of those include companies which are cash flowing and revenue generating.
Yep.
And Global UAV is able to leverage its public markets to bring in capital to accelerate the growth of that, but also develop new technology.
No, that's really good to hear. And I know that from us talking yesterday, we had met for a little while. This drone actually does what obviously humans sometimes cannot do, where getting to a certain spot and getting the mapping done, especially in a range of I think we were speaking earlier about 1 to 500 kilometers, 100 to 500 is a really great area for this, because we all know how expensive some of those helicopters are when you're trying to find your mapping, but also for humans. I mean, it's obviously you have to pay for them to go through all the different areas. It's a lot harder to catch ground. How is this better during those certain types of ranges? What makes this such an interesting opportunity for investors, but for your company as well?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we built our company off of our service provider, which uses UAVs and drones like this to do survey work. So when you're in the field, it's not always easy to go out and survey in straight lines and collect good quality data.
Yeah.
What this can do is put a crew of 2 in an area, and from there they can literally reach out and collect data within several square kilometers of them,
really?
Efficiently, cheaply, safely,
yeah,
and at a much higher data quality level as well. So
yeah,
when our customers and our clients are looking at us to come and provide services for them, those are the metrics that they use. Does it increase safety margins? Is it more efficient? Is it cheaper? And is the data quality as good or better than we can get from the best other methods out there today, which are ground surveying, so crews walking through the field, or bringing in a conventional helicopter or aircraft? That's expensive.
Yeah.
So we beat that on every box, up to about that 1 to 2,000 line kilometer survey range. That's where we're really competitive.
Nice.
So we fill a gap that previously helicopters weren't able to do because it was too small, and ground crews weren't able to do because it was a bit too big. So it's a really strong
niche. So that's where we get the advantage of obviously using a device here. And how long does this last in the air typically? How long can you have this flying without having to refuel it or having to just stop basically?
Yeah. So the flight time on batteries, it's around 50 minutes. Mm-hmm. Depending on the payload, as the payload increases, obviously the flight time decreases. You're using more power. But that said, the batteries are very fast to recharge. So about the same amount of time it takes to discharge a set of batteries, we can also recharge them.
Really?
So with 3 battery sets, we can come back, land, swap batteries, and we can fly continuously throughout the day with 3 battery sets on hand.
It's got to be a huge advantage. A huge advantage, because I know I first saw this, and pretty much all the jobs that we're leading to right now, if you can, I know some people might get angry saying this for myself, if you can cut out humans from doing the job, you can obviously do it more efficiently, faster. You can do it with less people, because as you said before, if you have a full crew of people doing this, that could be very costly for all the hours you're paying them. And what happens if they go out there in these areas, or sometimes in mountains and things like that, or forests, and they get injured? Yeah. Now you've got all that insurance from all that. You cut that all out with this. You basically have yourself and someone else who are you're also a geologist, so you actually do all the data as well as actually map it at the same time.
Yeah, that's true. So we're able to replace a lot of people that would be in the field in those high-risk environments.
Yeah.
But if you look at the other side of it, if you have a project that's going to last, say, 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month in the field, and you need a crew of 15 people to do that, there's a massive amount of logistics effort, of field staging, of camp building, food, cooks, everything. We can come in there and do the same amount of survey work in 2 days with this from the back of a pickup truck.
See, and that to me, I mean, I'm newer to the mining industry myself. A lot of our viewers know me as somebody who's deep in the cannabis industry for the last few years, but I mean, it doesn't take someone who's into mining to see this and see the opportunity that this has. And where you can go with this. I mean, you've just been, I believe, 1 year into this, and we haven't even begun to see where you're going to take this company, I can imagine.
Yeah, Global UAV had a really exciting year. 2017, we really focused on building a drone-focused company. Yeah. We acquired 4 other companies in the services, manufacturing, and regulatory realm. Yeah. We had close to $1 million in revenue. We haven't raised any money, and we have over $1 million in the bank account. And that is all in the growth phase of the first year, usually when companies have heavy capital investment and that startup effort to get things going. We're coming out of the gates in a pretty fast pace, and that has set us up really well for 2018.
Yeah, no, it's really exciting. Well, I want to thank you for your time. I can imagine this is something that you're not used to, so that's very good on you to be able to do this with our viewers, and people will see this afterwards. Again, you can find UAV Global Technologies. You can find them on the CSE at UAV is the ticker. UAV on the CSE, and I'm sure we'll keep in touch. I'm really excited to see where you take this company. Thanks very much. Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you.